Beautiful. Let's do it. And so I'm going to do this. Welcome, Rosalyn.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then I'm going to hit that as well. And there we go. And I'm going, hey, friends. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a Reseller's Fashion YouTube channel. I see Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, what's that? You two ladies have been missing in action. What is going on, friends? You're on punishment, restriction. I don't know what's going on, but I miss you. So how's it going, ladies? I am here with the beautiful Rosalyn. I wanted to have Rosalyn on because I just love her.
I love you too.
I do. I just,
It's mutual. So
oh my gosh. Hello, Tasha. Thank you for joining. And we're going to talk in a few minutes to Rosalyn, let some people get on. How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone is well. I know our group is going through a lot. A lot of people are going through things. So hopefully everyone's doing. Hi, Carla. Hello, darling. How are you doing? So Carla is hello, Puerto Rican girl. Hello.
oh, yes, that's Deborah. Hi, Deborah.
Hi. Hello. Hey, Sarah. What is going on? There is Denali. Hi, friends. Thank you for joining so much. I have my good friend Rosalyn here, who I'm absolutely love, and I love everybody here. Puerto Rican girl is the only one I don't know, but hello, friend. Hola, ¿cómo está? There's Sandra. Hello. I know a little bit, not a whole lot. But
I love that.
I can talk desserts. Let's I always say that. Let's talk some tartas or something. Something I can bake. Something that I can bake. I can talk about that. So for Rosalyn, so for people who don't know you, just introduce yourself. You can say a little bit or a lot about yourself.
Well, friends, my name is Rosalyn, and I go by magnuships in all social media, Instagram, Poshmark, Mercari, TikTok, to mention a few. And right now I'm doing reselling part time, but I started in 2016 when I found Poshmark. I was doing reselling full time, and from there, I am where I am today, thanks to that, because most of us are where we are right now, especially resellers, because we started selling on Poshmark. There's something about the app, the community, and wow, I'm so grateful for that journey, and I keep doing it. I keep doing it. Right now, I'm doing it part time, and I'm enjoying my full time job as a paraprofessional, and trying to now I'm going I think it's gonna be a month since I started working full time. So kind of I kind of get in the hang of it, now I have more like a schedule to do the other things that I want to do, like you do, Leslie. Like we can do it all, and I'm trying to get organized. I try to do a YouTube once a week or twice if I can. TikTok, of course, because I love my TikTok and I have to do a couple of them.
We're gonna talk about all those. I have like all these notes of things that I'm like curious about.
And I'm loving, I'm so grateful to God and to life for everything right now. Yeah, I could be complaining about all the things, right, that we're going through, but I'm grateful. Like, yes, 2020 is been hard on everybody, but I think it brought me opportunities, and I met so many more people than before, just because we were at home, and we were more on Instagram. So I have made so many friends, and our friendships are grow since then. So like you and me, Leslie, like our friendship got stronger after we got on lockdown, right? So yes, I could be complaining, but I'm not, because it wouldn't be fair. Like I'm okay. And like my oldest son he just finished basic training, so wait.
We should have coordinated that. I have one too. When my son graduated, I got one. Oh, we should have coordinated. Next time, we'll both stand up with our army mom. Yes. Mine says my hero is my son.
Yes, I got it. No. Look, the funny thing is my husband bought 2 shirts, this one and one for him, and he didn't tell me anything. And I went to Etsy and bought 2.
Nice.
That says my hero, my son, my soldier.
Oh my gosh.
On Etsy, and then yesterday we got them all this time of the mail. We're like,
no, that's okay though. You're gonna have one for every day.
yeah.
It is such an honor, to be a mom of a soldier. My son Craig, he's 2 years in. He was a year and a half over in South Korea. Now he is back in the US, up in upstate New York. I still haven't seen him yet, but I get to talk to him a little bit more than I did. So I already told him, I said, listen, let me tell y'all something. Don't be planning no surprise stuff. Because I keep saying, are you coming home for Thanksgiving?
That's
I said my oldest daughter today, I was like, I don't know what y'all have planned. My thing is, I don't even mind that, but the space that he sleeps in, all my stuff is there. I'm like, it literally is going to take me a week to clean that space. So I'm like, you know what? Like, at least the day before, come on now. Like, don't. So I can't wait to see him, as long as he's safe and everything. And so it's great. But it's such an honor, I think, for our sons to make decisions. And also, it's not just about serving country. It also becomes not necessarily lifelong, but they can sustain themselves. Like my son does, he repairs computers and radios. And so I know your son went in because he wants to have a career.
Yes. Yeah. Not because he's my son. He's a very intelligent gentleman. Like, he graduated high school with credits to go to college. And for reasons that he was young, he didn't finish. He almost had 3 years. But we had a hard time. That's another story. We had like our relationship wasn't good when he was in college because he was lowering his grades.
Yeah.
So that was like, we were paying for everything. He was, you understand.
Right.
And now seeing us as parents, like Carlos and me, seeing him just deciding, like, we were at home. He came, like, he had like, let me just go back and say, last year he got a girlfriend, right? And for Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving, he said, oh no, I want to bring home Gabby, and I said, well, you have to talk to your dad and start fixing your relationship, because we didn't do anything for you.
Right.
We just were being parenting. We're being parents.
Right.
And thank God, like, I was praying. I'm telling you, Leslie, you see me here, but my faith is what sustains me, right? And I respect people that don't have any religions, but I just want to share that my faith is, that's it. It's big. Like, I couldn't survive what I went through all my life without that. And I was praying all day, like every day, like, please, let us fix a relationship with him. Like, we love him, and he knows that. I stay home. My husband was his father. Like, I compare my life to them. I'm like, listen, my parents got divorced. Like, you got, but both of us. Like, but I understood, because he was the oldest, that that's a journey sometimes that we have to let them go, and sometimes it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be hard, and then it's gonna get better.
Right.
And now seeing him graduating, basic trainings, like, wow, we went through a lot, but look what we have now. Like, he called every day, like, after his graduation, that same day that they gave him his cell phone, he was calling us.
Nice.
And he keep calling us every day. And you know what? Now that you say South Korea, they might say he was telling me one of the places that they're telling him that he might go is South Korea. So.
My son picked that. So that was
how is it? How he likes?
Oh, it was really nice. I mean, he actually liked it better there than where they sent him now, because he can't get around, and he's been stressing about a car. I'm like, you're in the military. Why do they want you to get a car? Like, he's based one place. You have to hop on the highway to go to the big base. He can't shop or do anything. But South Korea, he really liked it. And it was It was Camp Hamilton, and it's the largest military base actually in the world. So it's like a city. It's 3 schools, it's high school, it's buses, and that's what Craig liked about it. The gym, the whole deal. So it was really a nice place. He was ready to come home though. They only have you stay for a year. The only reason he stayed longer was because of COVID. He was due home May 16th, but because of COVID, he didn't get home until August. So, and I can totally relate to a lot of things that you're saying. Like with my son, he was really smart. He left school with excellent grades, but he, in his freshman year, like his college literally said, don't even come back because it wasn't for him. Like college isn't for everyone. And so I said to him, listen, you're just going to have to figure out what you're going to do. If you stay here, you're going to have to be able to contribute. And I just broke it down to him. And I said, listen, how about if you check into the military? And I said that, and he just went for it. It was amazing. He came to me and said, oh, Mom, what day are you going grocery shopping or whatever? I said, oh, this day. Can you drop me at the recruitment center? And he walked out. He went in, he passed the test, and he had high scores. They literally were coming to our house, driving him everywhere he needed to go because he was a large commission for them, like taking him places and stuff. And he took that money and paid off his student loans and everything, and he has money in the bank. So I'm really proud of him that he made that choice. It was a suggestion. So when people say to me, oh my gosh, your son is in the army, I'm like, well, he's 21 now. I mean, he has to make I'm the person. I do want my children to go off. I never want all my children to stay with me forever. I'm sorry. I don't even mind you coming back. That means that you've had some challenges, but our children are meant to go on. I don't want anybody living with me because in that way, when I get up in the morning, I'm like, you know what? I am going to worry about my children, but I just don't want that, okay, who's here and you know what I'm saying? When they're not here.
You know what? It also damaged the relationship in a way because I don't want to be telling a grown man or grown woman to clean the room. I don't want the kitchen that way, and that just make, like my daughter, she's 23 years old and she already is living by herself. She lives 10 minutes away from me, but she's doing her own thing.
That's exactly
Yeah, and my house is big. She can live with me. Like right now, this is my bathroom. This was her old bedroom, and it's huge.
Yeah.
But it's not about that. It's about just letting them go because they need to go through.
They definitely do. They definitely do.
I don't want them to get hurt. I don't want them to go through that stuff. But unfortunately, that's life. That's that's what made you. The experiences that bad or good, they made you become, the person you're gonna be when you get older. You know what I mean?
I totally know you. And that's what we're supposed to do as parents. Like everything that we instill in our children. So when they leave, I mean, it is a challenge because I have 2 home. My daughter just turned 18. She should be in college right now. She should be in Florida, but she's virtual, right? And it's that, okay, I do have that melancholy thing where, you know what, they're going to be gone one day, but then it still allows me freedom. But I'm also proud because they're where they are. No one's, I don't have anyone who's been in jail. I don't have any drug addicts. I don't have any, and I did the best that I could. And that's what I want. I want them to go off and say, like, she's like, Mom, I'm applying for an internship. I'm going to be in another country somewhere. And I like, okay, my thing is place for me to vacation. And that's what I do. I did in the spring, upstate New York, here I come. So
that's what I think too. From that perspective, like we want to go and visit them.
Yes, if you look at it from that perspective, then it should be a little bit easier. Like, because when she got into her school, I'm like, oh, Miami, here I come. Yeah.
I love Miami. My old friend Mariana is there. I don't know if she's here, but
nice. And that's I started asking people. I'm like, where you? I said to the Kings, where y'all at? How far? Oh,
I know.
20 minutes. And I started like, hey, and then I said, like, in the spring, we'll get like a house, and so she doesn't have to come home. She can come to our house for the week of spring break. That's what I want to do. So I'm like, look, vacation. Look at it from the positive, parents.
Yeah, that's it. We only have Giancarlo left in the house. He's a senior in high school.
Oh my gosh, how's that going?
It's going good. Like I have, like always, you have to be checking on the grades if the homework was done. But other than that, he can manage the computer. He can manage all that.
I love it.
So I don't have to help him,
that's
technology. Good. But I just have to be here and there, like,
I'm going to go over to the chat and say hello to people we miss. Katia,
Hola,
let's see.
Katia.
Rhonda, Dahlia,
Yeah.
Hunter Ryan. Hello, hello, everyone. Marina is here. Hello. Love you too. Hi, Nikki. Glow Girl Glow. Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
Nikki.
Clinton Avenue, Margaret. Didn't want to forget. I saw names popping in and I didn't want to. Hi, Irma. Hello, friends.
Hi, Irma.
Okay. Swag Slayer Fashion. That's Tiana. Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. She said, my son does live at home now because it's too expensive for anyone to get their own place. And he actually helps me because of my disability. That's good.
Good.
Mother now, he pays rent.
Wow.
That is awesome. Yeah, I don't want anybody living here. I'm so stuck in my ways now, because like even when my granddaughter comes over, I'm like, I can't wait to move so I can just have like that little family room so she can go in there, whatever. Because now I'm like in my office and she's so cute. She's 7, but she's
she wants to touch everything.
Yeah, and she wants to paint and do all that. So I just want to have like that set up so that she can just come in and have that. The television could be in there, and so when all the other grandchildren, because like I only have one. My oldest daughter will be 30, and I still, aside from Thomas's children, I still have 4 more that aren't even having so I don't want to be too stuck in my ways. Thank you, Carla. I put these on just for Rosalyn. Every now and then. These are my favorite pair. I've had them for about 10 years. They're hanging in there. Thank you, darling. What'd she say there? Mine are almost 15. Sometimes I cannot wait, but most of the time I don't want them to leave.
I know.
Yeah, talk to me in 5 years. Now I'm just they'll be ready. So it's either, you just kind of get in that space where you say, you know what, you can stay home or leave. Now, my situation, I was really excited for my youngest to go off to school. She takes a lot of energy. She's actually working now. She's a certified CNA, so she just got a new job. But then I have a daughter. My daughter Stephanie, she's 20, she'll be 23, and she's on the autism spectrum. She has Asperger's, very high functioning. So she'll be able to get her own place and everything. But right now she's not working because she works at a university. They're closed. And so, but I'm preparing her. She knows how to cook. She does all the stuff. So I want to wait until we get down south, live down there for a year, and then start looking for a place where she can transition. I don't want to do anything now because it'll throw off things, And I can tell her she can live with me forever, but she, aside from just being like quiet, she can do all the other stuff, because she can work a job.
She can be independent, and
so that's what I want. Yeah. I think we hinder, I don't want to hinder her like that. But I tell her, use me now, because I do tell all my children, honestly, I'm like, one day I won't be here. So I really need you to be with each other, love each other, make good connections. I'm here. I just advise now. I don't even parent. I don't, they all have jobs. They all have their own money. I don't loan. I don't buy. They do all that. And so it's just a good learning thing. So when I'm not here, that they're able to take care of themselves, and not necessarily not physically here, but I'm moving, so the ones who are here, you can't get to me. So, easy. Or when my daughter goes off to school, she can't get to me. So she has to be able to think on her, on her own a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we went, my daughter did the same thing. When she graduated high school, she's like, she didn't want to be close to me. Like, I live in Kennesaw, Georgia, and we have one of the biggest universities, like, walk there from my house. But she's like, no.
Yeah.
She picked a college that it was like an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
So it was a drive, yeah. It was in the countryside of Georgia.
Wow.
When we went there to look at the university, the university is beautiful. The campus is beautiful, but the town that is in, I was like, what are we here?
Yeah, well, we live in a college town. We're at the University of Delaware, and 2 of my children did go there. Like, tuition was hardly anything. In-state is the way to go. But I didn't encourage them to do that. I was just like, really just always look at the money, because you don't want to have student loans and work. You can get scholarships. Like the youngest one is getting scholarships and everything. But I told them, you don't have to be close to me. They both end up leaving. Stacy and Craig, they were like, yeah, we just don't. So but they're going there.
All the rules.
Yeah,
She's like, I want the rules.
Yeah, I don't have a college degree, so I would never argue with my children about that. I have no foundation to lay that on, so I want them to try that. I can suggest it, but they would never get an argument from me. You don't want to go, you just have to figure out how you're going to live your life and take care of you because you can't stay here. But I don't have one, so I would
Yeah, I
never.
don't have one either. Like
Yeah,
I have, yeah, I went to university to take English classes when
yeah,
we moved to New York to get better at it, and I went and I have a certification on
yeah.
paraprofessional that I have to
Mhm.
take a test. But yeah, like I told him, like if you want to have a better life and you want to live a life that like at least you and and your father and I gave you, then you
Yeah.
better go to college because my husband finished technical school. He was a union carpenter in New York City, so he was
Yeah.
making
Hey,
a lot of money.
tech actually is the way to go, truthfully,
Yeah,
and you have a certificate. Still having some type of certificate can get you a job because I have a Serve Safe certification. So
yeah,
I'm always employable. I didn't go to culinary school and I went into jobs that people who graduated the culinary school. And that's just because I trained myself. No one trained me. And then I just went into the job and got taught a little bit more. So the pastries that I didn't know how to make, my manager or someone else taught me how to make. So I think if you have the will to do it, like my daughter who has her CNA, she's 18 and she's working a job next to 35 and 40 and 50-year olds.
that's
She's been
amazing.
certified since because she went to a Votech school. So like if for some reason school doesn't work out, she can go to work and go to community college, because it's debt that you want to avoid as much as possible. But I think that there's avenues for everything. There really is. Like my daughter, who I just talked to her, she'll be 30. It took her 6 years. She had challenges learning, but she just got her associates and now she's in school for her bachelor's at a time when I didn't think. I used to cry over the table, like with homework and stuff, because she struggled so badly.
Um,
So that journey to me has just been like and she was just saying, Mom, yes, I already picked a school for my master's. I'm like, I see you, sweetie. Okay, okay. So,
yeah, my daughter, she finished her bachelor degrees last summer,
nice.
2020, virtual graduation. And I'm so proud of her. Like, but it wasn't easy. She was an hour and 15 minutes away. Then at the beginning, she's like, okay, I want to leave. And then the day that we dropped her off, she was crying, calling me like, "Meh." And then, she got used to it, but it was a struggle to her because I remember her calling me, "Oh my God, I'm worried about this." We have a good relationship, so she calls me and when she's having a bad day. And right now, she's just looking for a job. She finishes a political science degree, which she doesn't like anymore that much. A minor in sociology, but we'll see. Like, she has a bachelor's degree, so I said, you know what? It doesn't have to be, you know,
Exactly.
politics, And right now, she's working full time at Home Depot.
Okay.
And now today, she just texted me that they gave her the promotion.
Nice. Nice.
So I said, in the meantime, you can stay there
For real. That
for your own rent, and
yeah,
rent here is not cheap.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
$1,000 a month.
that's
So
crazy. Yeah, like that's exactly it. It's so funny that so many people go to school for one thing, but then they're not doing that job later. So sometimes just having the degree, it creates possibilities because Thomas's oldest daughter, she went to school, I think it was political science. I'm gonna have to ask him, but
yeah,
now she's a manager at Amazon and she makes like really good money. She started off just as like a summer job and she couldn't find a job, so she went, and so now she's at a high position and she's not even 25 yet, I think. So it's like an interesting thing how that works out. you know?
yeah. So
I'm
we
like,
never know, like me, like I never went to college because I got married so young, right? I've been married, thank God, for 24 years with the love of my life, but it wasn't easy. Like you can,
anything worth having is not easy. So you
no.
have to work.
So
Yeah.
you see me here, but we went through a lot, like as a couple, as far as we had to move from Puerto Rico, like we had to start from scratch in New York. Like we have family members, but he did it on his own. Like he got help from family, but it wasn't like here
Yeah.
handed to him. He went to the school and he worked 12, 14 hours to buy our first home. And that was like, he was only 26 and I was wow, 19, 18. Yeah, 7 years old. So I was like 19 when we bought our first home in New Jersey.
Wow.
So, we went through a lot, but we did it.
Yeah.
And it's possible. And yes, maybe I don't have a college degree. And at the time, I wasn't thinking to go to college after having kids because I was just focused on them, my life completely. Like I just wanted to be the best mom I could be, and be there for them and take them to school and help them with homework and all that. So now, after I'm 40 years old now, but last year, after being working for the school that I'm working now as lunch monitor, that was just a part time that I wanted to have.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a big deal. And but then I was like, somebody mentioned something about paraprofessional, and I always look at the profession like, I would love to try it.
Yeah.
And study for a month and decided to take the test, pass the test, and to tell you the truth, when 2020 came, that I was out of the job, because school closed and all that. I said I might not get the position until later because right now we're going through this. How am I gonna get that position? So I was just in my mind. I said, okay, so I keep doing reselling full time, like whatever, thankfully my husband can provide, for us, and he always says, no, you don't have to do that. It's not about that. I want to do it because I want to feel that I'm doing something for me.
Yes. Yes.
Like when I found reselling, that's why I love reselling so much. It's like I found something that I can just be good at it, and it's mine. It's not my thing. And like when they called me, actually the principal called me from the school. I was walking one of those mornings that I just went walking, and my cell phone rang, and I looked at the phone, and I told them I wasn't going back for lunch monitor. I already told her, like, listen, I'm not going back for that. Thank you and all that, because but I'm sorry, I'm not going.
I hear you.
And she said, "Oh, you was calling you to beg you to come back, but no, I'm actually offering you a professional position. Do you want?" I'm like, "What?"
Nice.
So
I love it.
those are things that you keep, like I said before, my faith. I always keep praying for my things, the things that I want, and for some reason they come. Yeah, and sometimes things come that I'm not even praying for it. You know what I mean? That I'm just,
Well, you know what? They're not coming because you're praying for it. They're coming because you're working for it. So
yeah,
your prayers have laid the foundation, because anyone can pray, but you still have to put the work in.
right.
That. So that's just so that no one misunderstands that. You can
Right.
pray all day, because even God gets to a point like, yeah, you keep asking me for it. You done already asked me for it.
What are you doing for it?
You want it. Exactly. What are you doing? That's like a parent. He's our parent, and he's telling us, okay, you asked me, so now you have to put in the work. And that's why. So I love teachers. I love all the administrators, but lunch ladies and paraprofessionals, they rock the school. That's just because I was a lunch lady and a supervising lunch lady. We see all the children, and the paras are amazing. They're the ones that come to the lunch. They help the children with special needs. It's just
Yes.
the whole deal.
Yes.
So you're really important in your role, and I think that's amazing. So that was going to
And
be.
I'm loving it. Like I didn't like. I mentioned this to Clara. I mentioned this to her. I said, if I had the opportunity to go back, I think I would. That's the profession that I would pick, to teach.
That's
Because
beautiful.
I discovered that passion like in the past 2 years.
I think that's beautiful. I think that, and plus you're already like teaching. We forget, especially as women, we forget all the things that we are, and that's really why I try to encourage, even in small ways, for people to understand. And it's not to take anything away from where people are right now and what their feelings are. My opinion and Rosalyn's opinion has nothing to do with your lifestyle. So please don't take it personally, because sometimes we do kind of take things personally. We're each talking from our own
Yeah.
experience. And so one of the things that Rosalyn said, which was really important, that I want people to hear and to understand, is even though her husband can provide, she wanted to have something that fulfilled her. So it's okay to say that your husband is, taking care of you and the breadwinner. It is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But one thing that I do say, that when we do say that, we actually take ourselves out of the equation,
Yeah.
because it's a partnership. Your husband may make more money than you.
Yeah.
He makes more money than you, but you're both partners and you're doing your role another way. So when you say that, you're literally taking yourself out of the equation and giving him all the credit. Yes, you're a mom. You're taking care of the children. You're making the food. And then when your children get older, now you're continuing on to have some things that you love and fulfill you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why usually when I say, don't say your husband's the breadwinner,
No,
you
no,
bring something to the table.
yeah, I'm not saying that way because,
no, not you. I'm just saying,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm throwing it out there.
Because thankfully, like he always this is a teamwork. We always tell our kids like this is a
Yes,
team.
partnership.
Me and your mom, we are a team.
Yes. That's
know?
just like when you work a job. I used to work, anytime I worked a job, I never said, like once I was a supervisor or manager, I would never say these are my employees. I wouldn't say this is my staff. I would say these are my coworkers.
Exactly.
I have a different title than them.
Yeah.
We do different jobs, but I have a different title. And that's just I think that makes people feel inclusive. And that's how it is I feel about the community. We're community members. And that's what it is. You don't follow me, we're community members. Because you follow me feels like I'm your leader somehow. So I try to just have an inclusive talk about everything that I do. My husband and I, we're partnership. Like he is retired. He's a retired firefighter. He is a retired military, Air Force. And yes, he probably could we could live off of his income, but I would never want that because I want something for me. But I was always like that. When he met me, I was doing business and holding events and stuff. And he used to look at me like, check you out. And I was like, hey, you better catch me if you can, brother.
and right now I'm in the position that I don't have, my youngest is 17. So I don't have to worry as before, having the kids, they were young and I have to drive them to sports and dance and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I now can focus more on me, the things that I want to do. So that's what I love it. I think it shows when you're happy. It just I'm happy, and life isn't perfect.
No.
I'm not claiming that my life is perfect. It's not. I'm worried about my mom. My mom is always in the hospital. She lives in Puerto Rico. So there are things inside me that, make me sad and, but I think I'm a very positive person, right? I love to look at it as there's always things that you can find around you to be happy about.
Yeah.
And I try to express it, and I try to share that positivity with people out there.
We feel it. That's why people are here, because they didn't all come to see me. So we all feel it. And one thing is, I've actually missed you because I can tell that you're working, because I usually see you kind of show up a little bit. In the morning, you're like one of the first people to say hello to me or whatever. And so I noticed when I did that last post, I'm like, okay, she's home, whatever. but it's like when you get used to people and you know what's going on. Like I can tell Carla's busy. I saw all the boxes she had because she's another person who, like, in one of the first posts I put out in the morning. So it's nothing wrong with it. We're learning each other and we're getting to know each other. This community is amazing. So what I want to talk about now is you have walked into the world of YouTube. Okay. First, so I want to ask you. Well, first, I'm just hold that thought for a second. I see a couple people, and I don't want to ignore anyone. I did see a couple questions, but I'm going to come back to. I'm going to make sure I scroll back. So I'm just making sure I don't miss anyone. Hi, Christy Blocker.
Hi, Christy.
Karina, good night.
Yeah, Karina.
Hello. Okay. So you've walked into the world of YouTube. Why did you want to create a YouTube channel?
Well, it was always on my plans, right? So, I'm a person, if you look at my cell phone, I have so many notes. I always have plans to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I did the TikTok tutorial, everybody was asking me, are you recording this? Are you sharing this? And I said, you know what? I need to open my YouTube, start sharing my videos there. Because, I'll do it on IGTV, but I wanted something extra, just,
Right.
and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna start putting my tutorials on YouTube. And that was like, when I said, okay, I'm ready. I didn't want to add to my life, to tell you something else, but I did
I
it.
think it's beautiful. I joke now. I was like, oh gosh, she put her first video out. I was like, oh man. And then the second one she dropped in Spanish. I was like, I'm still going to be there. I don't know what she's saying, but the next one will be for me. So the thing is,
Yeah.
no, I love the fact. I just love the fact that you're embracing your whole community, and that's what's really important. I've been talking about this for a long time, and I had been looking for it for a long time. So you ladies are showing up, Carla, you, Cynthia, Irma. So the things that I was looking for last year, they're showing up now, and I'm waiting for other people in more languages,
Yes.
because they're waiting around. Stop waiting around and produce your own.
Let's do it. Right?
Produce your own content. Just take the step and do it. And so that's what I love. And it just also pushes me, because I said to Cynthia, I'm like, listen, I will eventually love to be on your podcast. So I just signed up for some Spanish classes.
Oh,
Hello. So seriously, I think it's just really important. That's another step out of comfort zone. That's learning new things and pushing yourself. And also you'll be able to meet so many more people, right? And talk about so many more things. So I just think now is the time. If not now, when, right? And if not me, who? So I just think that's the coolest thing. So now you're making these videos. One, I love your TikTok videos. I love your reels. It's like I go to TikTok and you're the first person that pops up. It's very refreshing to me now that we're building as a community, because I talk about this often. TikTok used to be, especially when the pandemic hit, previous to that, but when the pandemic hit, it was the same song, but it would be 20 different families. It'd be the mom and the pop. You have the abuelas and the abuelos, everybody dancing, all the kids, and the same booty song or whatever. When I click in, it'll be you, or it'll be Terry, or it'll be someone. I'll go, good. I love it, because I just got tired of it. Can I get past? I would push it. So I love to see everything that you're learning through this TikTok process. So what have you learned about yourself during TikTok?
Wow. What I learned, that I definitely love music. I definitely love to dance. And I'm a very creative person.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it until, when you're creative, you kind of go to bed and you start thinking of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see something and that sparks another idea.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I love about TikTok. Sometimes you try these things, different things that I have tried, and they make you like they make you come up with new ideas. That's what I'm like. So that's what happened to TikTok. Like I said before, I opened the TikTok account because my husband Carlos said, TikTok is gonna be very popular. I think you should start using it to promote business. So I opened it last year, 2019 November. I think it was November, and I didn't know what I was doing. I started posting stuff, and then I kept trying to do some marketing on my listings. But when we went to that on lockdown, that's when I got more time to explore the app and to get good at it. Because the more you practice something and the more you are on it, you can learn so much. It's like anything. Like you go to YouTube, and if you're looking for something, you're gonna find answers and you're gonna find more information.
Yeah, one thing I will say about this being, aside from all the devastation and different things, 2020 has been a beast, but I also think it's given us opportunities to really find out what's important. That's the first thing.
Yes.
But then also find out what we can do beyond what we've normally been doing. Right. Can we go beyond? Can we learn new things? Can we step out of our comfort zone? And I don't know what a lot of people are doing, but 2020 has, in a sense, been rocking. So I take the negative and I turn it into a positive.
Yes, 100%. Yes, that's what I think. That's how I think. That's what I said at the beginning. Like 2020 made me grow in ways that I maybe didn't think I was gonna grow. You know what I mean? Not only myself, but like I said before, I have met so many wonderful people, and I strengthened relationship through because of the pandemic, because we were able to talk to more people, and then like Jasmine, at the beginning of the year, and we started kind of like at the end of 2019, and then 2020 was full of so many plans to start doing like Spanish lives and Zooms, and then like with Carla, I did Posh and Sip en Español before we went on lockdown. Just like a week before, I had that Posh and Sip in Spanish. Okay, so I was like, whew. Thank God I did this Posh and Sip in Spanish before the pandemic. And Carla, like I'm so grateful for her friendship. She already like, what? Of course we're gonna do it. And then like you and me, like our relationship or friendship grew.
Yeah.
We say like I can name so many names right now that I mean I'm not gonna be Mariana, like I mean
Yeah.
wow, Sandra, like wow. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for the friendship. Like
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. I love it. And I think all the ladies it definitely feel the same about you. It really has I 2019 was really the catalyst for everything that I'm doing now. And with the Posh and Sips, we were able to meet people face to face. And so, 2020 halted a lot of that. But we became resilient, right? We became resourceful. Poshmark jumped in, and then individually and as groups, we did our own thing too. We have
yes,
virtual chats in our groups and things like that going live. And I'm pretty sure some people are like, oh, you're going live again. But what people don't understand, we need human connection. We need that. So the lives are really just getting us to know people better and strengthen our relationships and meet more people, because with you comes a different community that I wasn't aware of, and then vice versa. And then you meet one person and that becomes a catalyst for meeting someone else, just like you were talking about with List Perfectly. So this all, we can look at 2020 as a negative. In a sense it has, but how has it affected you? So I definitely think 2020 has been a beast, but it's been good. So I'm going to answer Marina. I didn't forget you. I'm glad you put your question back in there because I was going to scroll all the way to the top. And I'm going to bring it up on screen now. It says, question to Rosalyn. Love your TikTok reels, videos so much. How are your kids taking to them? Giving suggestions or taking lessons from you?
my kids telling me about TikTok. Listen,
Yeah, let's hear this. She's cracking up, y'all.
if you go to my page, you maybe see one family TikTok that we did last Christmas, and probably one with my daughter. The only one that is open to the idea of doing a TikTok is my daughter, Carolyn. Yeah. But my youngest one, Giancarlo, nah. He's like, no, I'm not doing any TikTok. And my husband, I show my TikTok and he laughs. He's like, my husband is supportive. But I mean, he's very busy with his own thing.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure if I ask him to do one, he will do it.
But he's doing the music, so that would be like a nice collaboration.
But
You're already using his music, but that would be an interesting collab, some kind of way. Tell him we want it. Tell him the community wants that. We want it.
He's very shy. Like he's very shy for the camera.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
That's it. I think that's cool though.
Yeah, he's very shy for the camera.
Wow.
So we'll see if one day I can convince him to.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, tell him I would definitely like to see that. We already see all the pictures. He's halfway in, so it's just like he's halfway in. Like you're taking pictures on mountains and stuff. Tell him he's already in there. All you gotta do is just throw in a couple moves or something. Hey, you never know. So let's go back to YouTube. So you were just on with List Perfectly. Are you, aside from List Perfectly, are you going to start doing some different things with your YouTube? Where do you see it going? Hey, Daniela, where do you see it going?
Yes, I definitely I want my channel to focus on teaching, like I said, because that's my passion. So I definitely want to do more tutorials and things that I learn, not only about reselling, but probably other things that relate to that, or
Mm-hmm.
marketing,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, all that, and also personal growth
Yeah.
as a woman, right? We sometimes think that we're not good enough, we're not pretty enough. We're too old for that. Like I can say that. I can say, oh my God, I'm too old for TikTok, you know. But who cares? Do you do what makes you happy? So I want my channel to focus on that. But also, you have to have people like you and other people that I admire, that can afford to the community and
Yeah.
to everybody, So I definitely going to that. I mean, I'm not going to say I have everything figured out because I'm
Mm-hmm.
done. But for now, I want to keep teaching. And the least perfectly too, that was something that it wasn't even planned. So I could be telling you this now, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But least perfect wasn't planned. Like I met Clara and we both, she's from Argentina and we speak Spanish. I didn't know until we did the pre-push party fest
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I heard her story and I was like, what? She's from Argentina and she's like, this is a company that is founded by women and
Right.
she's from Argentina. I was like shocked. I was like, what? So I just sent her a nice message in Spanish, and I said, "Hey, I admire you that I admire that you are a woman and Hispanic, and you founded this company." So I was like, just approaching her
Right.
because I really was like, wow, surprised. And then Irma, she's here. Thank you, Irma. She's in who else? I know it was somebody. I'm sorry for that, but somebody was asking about this perfectly in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And Irma said, why don't you do a list perfectly in Spanish? Because many people had asked her, and she wasn't too familiar with it. So I said, thank you. Like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, that's what I need. I need suggestions because we just want to give information that people need.
Right.
And then I made that video and then send it to Clara just to say, oh, listen, I have this video in Spanish. If you want to share it with the community. And she's like, what? Like, oh my God. Like, I love how you did it. I was like, yes, because I said, oh my God. Like, listen, I did that tutorial. I'm not an expert. I tried to do my best. And she just loved the video.
I love it.
Um, so I don't know where my channel's going, but that's what I want to focus on.
Yeah, it's all organic, and that's what I like. We do get surprised by that, don't we? Like, just by sending a message to her, now you're talking to her on your channel. And that's really where I've been from the beginning, just being myself. And all the things that you were saying, like age, yeah, I am 51. You can feel it a little bit, but
you don't look anyway.
you. That's the initiative to keep going, right? Like, my children aren't here. So, I mean, they're here, but they're older. They don't pay me any mind. So now I got to figure out who I am and what's fun for me. And I try it. If I don't like it, I give it a little time and then I move on to something else. At the end of the year is when I purge things. So December 31st, I already know what I'm getting rid of. But I love to keep pushing myself. And then this community, I started meeting people, and like you, which you probably see because you said that so many people are down on themselves. They don't realize who they are. They don't realize that they're beautiful. And when I come on and I say, look, I know I'm beautiful. To somebody else, I may not be beautiful, but that has to do with them. That's because they don't know that they're beautiful. So they can't recognize beauty because it's not in them. And I didn't just arrive here. This, life is a journey. I didn't reach my destination. I'm still going every single day and learning more about myself and pushing myself to the limit to find out what I can do. But I didn't just come here for a reason. Just like you have strong faith, I have strong faith, and I really just say I have mustard seed faith, and that mustard, I can say to that mountain, just be moved.
Mm-hmm.
Literal mountain. Whatever I want to do, get out of my way because here I come.
Yes.
And so I think it's beautiful that you said that. So that's how you're just going to continue to grow and touch people. And the cool thing is, you don't have to do anything but be yourself. But like, because like I'll give you an example. You know, as people start to find you, because that's what happens. You're not going in search of people. People start to find you just because you're doing TikToks and reels, and you're in your community, and you're putting out great posts, and you're putting out great vibes. Then they'll some people who are in my community will see you here now. You're building your community up, and vice versa. It's just a normal process, and I just love people when they stay themselves. Like I was talking to the ladies in my group yesterday. Like someone posted, and they were saying, "Oh my gosh, a big, Pasha, she's responding to me," and I'm like, one, I'm just like a regular person. I'm just Leslie.
Yeah.
I really am. It's like the community makes you who you are. And that's what I always acknowledge it though. I'm like, I'm where I'm at because of who you are. And I feel equally about you that you do for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't touch all 20,000 people who are in my community, but the ones who continue to show up, I'm going to give you as much love as I can. Look how
Yes.
but I also
Yeah,
think,
grateful for your friendship, and you always, when I reach out to you, you always like answer me. So
sure.
thank you
I
so
even give you
much.
my telephone number. There you go.
Yes.
People do know I say that once I give you my number, like not everybody has my number. That's not like an everyday thing. So that's a really big deal. And if you need something, then that I can do the best I can. But then also I love the fact that when Nikki was going through things in my head, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not there. Like, who's there? But that's what having a tribe is about. Like beyond, like, it may be somebody in Texas, and I start thinking, who's in Texas that I know? They may not be close, but then they can get their chain going.
Yeah.
And that's what a community is about. Like they may not know that person personally, but they know through me, and so
Yeah.
they're building that relationship. So that's what, to me, it's all about community and getting to know each other and building relationships. I think it's been beautiful because it was like I kind of knew you, because I kind of knew, like I know Jasmine, I know Jasmine, and then Jasmine reached out to me and said, "Oh, I have a friend in Maryland. That's Elsa." And Elsa and I get in the car and we go to the Posh and Sip. And so the relationships just kind of built from there. And it's just amazing. I love it. I love it. So, yes, beauty comes within. I already know that's the cool thing. And that's what I teach my girls. I already teach them they need to know who they are. So when the person tells them, they're like, dude, I already know that. If it's a guy, I already know how beautiful I am. What else you got for me? And that's exactly what I tell them. I'm like, especially my youngest, like, somebody, girl, you so, I already know that. You so smart. I know. Well, what do you have that I don't know? Put it out there. I already know I'm that. My mom told the love came from home before you tried to push up on me. So I just think if you can instill that, not everyone has that. So that's why I always say I'm validating people. I was like, when you were growing up, you probably didn't have it. So I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to validate you. I'm going to tell you how much I love you until you can get to that place on your own.
Yeah. And like I said before, I don't come from a normal home. My mom, my parents got divorced. So when I was like 8, 9 years old, and my mom raised us, and my mom was working from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I was always left with my neighbors or somebody who can take care of me. Then when I got older, I used to walk to school by myself. So I went through a lot.
Yeah.
I think I was always very friendly as a teenager. I loved to have friends, and I was very friendly. But there's always, when you have a broken home, there's always missing, right? And like I said before, yes, I got married young, and I have to grow fast, and I grew fast because I was left being very independent too as a young girl. But being a young mom wasn't easy either, right? Because you just have to leave some things behind, right? I didn't go through that stage of like my 20s and all that. But right now that I'm 40, I'm like, it had to happen the way it just happened. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Now I'm like enjoying those sacrifice. I don't call it sacrificing.
Right. Right.
I'm not gonna call my kids or my life.
Right.
That
No,
wasn't
yeah,
sacrifice
I
because
agree.
and now I'm seeing the fruits of my work, right, and my husband work and all work together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't. I went through a stage of life that I wasn't like when I was a teenager. I took care of myself. I was always like trying to look pretty and all that. But then when I after I have kids, I left that behind. So it's not that I always felt very confident, right, in those kinds of work.
Mm-hmm.
But then, after years, after I had my third kid, I started taking care of myself and exercising. That's when I got my old Rosalyn back.
Yeah.
And I started little by little taking care of myself. And then after I got this, as I started reselling and I started posting things and videos, I'm like, I can do this. Why not? I can do it.
Yeah.
But
So
I was always scared. It wasn't like, oh my God, no, I'm ready. No. It takes practice.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
keep doing it until just that's it. Do it.
So if you guys do want to learn TikTok, definitely go look at Rosalyn's YouTube. Seriously, because I was just telling her before we came on, I'm still trying to figure out how to get my words together because I saw Hugo from Sell Quick, Ship Quick Shelf.
Oh, I love you. Those
He was just doing this, like I'm like Hugo, you showing off first of all, but then I saw a couple other people who are considered like influencers, other platforms doing those videos. I don't need to do all that. I just need my words to go where I need to go.
We can call each other, and I give you, a personal one.
Guys, so but I was so happy that because I had said to her like, Rosalyn, how can I get words up? Next thing I know, she puts a video up. So I just have to watch the video again because I try to just do it on memory. So tomorrow, because I want my reels to be like educational. I don't have music, but that doesn't.
I love that. I love to put words.
To
and
teach.
that's another tip that I give to everybody here. People love that.
Yeah.
On TikTok, anywhere, when you put add words and text to your videos. That's why you see me sometimes.
Yeah. we see you now. I see you. But I do want to say as a side note for people who don't know, Rosalyn has been on my podcast and she gets a little bit more deep into her story. So if you want to hear about like her time in when she grew up in Puerto Rico and then moving to New York and then moving to Georgia, she talks all about that. She gets real and raw, and I love that about her. If anybody has any questions, put them out there. Nikki, we love you.
I love you, Nikki. And congratulations on your YouTube.
Yes, all the people who are here, like everyone, the Grateful Queen, hate Quimby. Quimby says she loves being 44. Yes, the 50s are a little bit different too, because by then Torvald will be a little bit older. So the older they get, you have a little bit more freedom, because then they're like, I'll see you. And you're like, sometimes parents go like, what do I do? Now let them go over there and run over here real quick and do some stuff because they will be back. It doesn't matter if you're 18, 25, they'll still be back. They're going to like, Mom, I need you. So my last question is, you're working, because Marina kind of asked a little bit, but I had already had my own question for what she was going to ask. You're working full time and you're still reselling, you're doing TikTok, you're doing YouTube. What specifically, two things, what specifically do you want to focus on personally and in business going into 2021? Like things that really like, is it something new or something you just want to like grow a little bit more? What is your goal for 2021?
I definitely want to grow on YouTube, right? Because I just started doing it. And on business wise, I'm focusing like I'm selling on 5 different platforms, but like you say, I noticed like three out of those 5 platforms are like my strongest. I don't know how to say it. They are the main pillars, I guess. So I think, like you said before, I'm gonna keep adding stuff to Etsy and Depop, but if I don't see the benefit and the time, because now I don't have the same time that I had before. So if I have to keep Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, I'll be okay. because I also need time to create, right? I need time to create more details, to grow my Instagram. I would like my Instagram to grow more. Um, so, and let's see. I mean, sometimes, like I said before, relationships come out of things that you don't expect. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And personally, I just can't wait to go on vacation. I can't wait to have all my family together. Just go and meet you guys, please, next year. I want to meet you all. Please. Please. Oh my God. I just to think about it, it makes me so excited to just like meet you guys in person, meet you, Leslie, and like have a party. I don't know, whatever. I just want that for next
I
year.
can always eat.
Yeah, please, please.
Yes, that's exactly. I
I'm
was just saying
praying
that
for that.
yesterday.
Like,
Oh my God. Because I was like, I declared that I'm on staycation. Like, I was like, I'm going live with you. I have a live on Thursday, but anything after that, I may work a little or not. Today, I stayed in the bed. I took a nap because I haven't had a vacation. Thomas and I usually take 2 vacations a year. And COVID hit right because we usually go spring break and we usually go around our anniversary, which
yeah,
is
me too.
and so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to have a vacation at home. There's nothing wrong with me, because I get burned out where I do take a couple of days off during the week, but I was like, you know what, I'm taking the rest of the week off. It's the end of October. I'm going to take the rest of the week off, and just that'll give me time to really sit and meditate on what it is I want to do, how I want to go forward. And I agree with you, and I want people to understand what you just said, that if you have 5 platforms and you may sell here and there on the other 2, but you have 3 that are really doing well, keep those 3. I purge every year. And that's what I said. Because I started using List Perfectly, I said, okay, I haven't sold on Depop in a year and a half. So I said, you know what? List Perfectly, I can list a Depop. I made a couple sales, but they're not coming in as consistent as Etsy. So then I have these other platforms. I just started listing some stuff on eBay again after a year off, only because I have List Perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, I'll give myself until December. And then that's when I sit down and figure out, okay, what can I get rid of? Because like you, I want to create. I want to do some other things. I'm not just a reseller. Literally reselling is only 35. And I keep knocking the percentages down because other areas are growing. Yeah. I want to focus on YouTube. I just got monetized. So it's been like exciting just to see. Yes. And everybody, you should join my membership group. The people who are monetized, I don't know if you have that join button, but I have a membership. So as you get monetized, they told me that I got a message like, as soon as I got monetized that I couldn't get this join button until I hit 30,000. 2 days later, I woke up to invite to the membership button. And so people, they buy into a monthly membership, but you can do whatever you want. Like I'm going to have behind the scenes. You're going to see all my raw stuff, things that I don't put on Instagram. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing shout outs. I'm going to be going live private with my group, and I'm going to have people able to come on live like this. It's all private. So if you're not part of the membership, you don't get it. But YouTube gives you a lot of opportunities to do some things. Like as soon as I got monetized, I was like, I'm not rich, but I was like, wow, I see a little bit, and I changed my aesthetic.
Yes.
And so it's fun. It's, when I started doing it, it wasn't a big deal, but I'm like, I think I could really have some fun with this. And it's my unique YouTube channel. Exactly. Like I am not calling myself, if you go in, it says entrepreneur, and actually I just put a new thing up there. I just put, I'm a reseller who teaches
beautiful.
How to live life and build a business and just be my true authentic self. And that's what it says. So if you come there thinking I'm doing hauls every week, that's not my business model. But I will encourage you. I just did some beauty products, some natural skin products and different things. So I think it's whatever you want to do. There's enough for everyone. Don't let numbers rule you. If you started off with the numbers, you're going to fail 100%. Just show up and be your authentic self and give what you want to give. I see a couple people. We're going to see a couple more. We're about to end. So Marina says, so excited for you, Rosalyn. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marina. Thank you.
Ashley, you're both fantastic. Thank you for this wonderful session. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
I love you. How much is the membership? You have to go click the join. There are different levels. Click the join. You can only do the join button from the desktop or an Android. Apple hasn't picked it up yet. So if you go there and you don't see it, you have to be on your computer. Um, okay, I think that's it. Oh, Christy says, I believe everything happens for a reason. Yes, Christy's a good friend. Christy from Philly.
Yes.
We've hung out together with and
We're lucky.
I know it's well, Sandra and I, we've met each other. We've broken bread together and everything. I've got to meet her on a couple occasions and stuff. So that's the cool thing about this community. It's like how we interconnect. And I just want to let you know, Rosalyn, I brought you on because I love you. I love your spirit. I love your smile. I love your growth. I love everything. Your transparency. I love that you're a mom. Go Army. Hoorah.
Yes. Army mom.
We got two Army moms here. Yes. Our sons are out there, serving the community, serving the world. And I just love you. Friends, I thank you so much for coming. Rosalyn, any last words? English, Spanish, however you want to go about it.
You said it in English. Well, I'm going to say a little bit in English and Spanish, right? Thank you, everybody, for coming out and supporting us. I love this community. Like Leslie said, I think we can learn a lot from each other. And I believe, like, relationships and things comes to your life for a reason, right? So just be open to meet new people. Get out there and start talking to random people. You don't know who you're gonna meet. That person is gonna change your life, or is gonna, you're gonna build a great relationship. And you're not too old to do anything. Yes. So whatever your age is, it doesn't matter. Just do your own thing, whatever makes you happy. And for my Spanish community, gracias a todos por haber estado aquí en el live. Gracias por su apoyo, por el amor. Unidos somos más fuertes. Y mañana no se olviden, tengo un live en español para que vayan a mi live. So I just want to say in English too, I have a live in Spanish.
Tomorrow in Spanish. I understood that.
I understood that. Clara, the founder of Live Perfect, and she's gonna talk in Spanish. She's gonna, because there's no Spanish videos about, there's so many things, there's so many on English, but she's gonna explain. She's gonna be on my channel explaining the whole app. Like Clara made this app. Okay,
that's beautiful.
So she's the perfect person to explain everything better than me. So if you want to do that,
I'm gonna have to have my translator app out, because Thomas says that all the time. I say to him, I'm like, sweetie, all these beautiful ladies in the community, and I don't know. I said, that's pushing me, because again, I just signed up for my courses on. I just got 2 other certifications, but I was like, oh, I can take some Spanish. So I'm pushing myself to learn. And you were talking about, the last thing I want to say. You were talking about age. My good friend Sandra, who was saying good night. To everyone, Sandra was on. If you didn't see Sandra's episode, she revealed her age. She had been
hiding. I love that show. I was there live.
So phenomenal. Like, she is so phenomenal. And I wasn't going to bother her because we were on Carla's, and she was I'm like, Sandra, you know how many people need to hear your story? And I just, and it was like, I wasn't even going to ask her. And then she was like, okay, I'm just going to, because I'm like, Sandra, you keep saying age is not a number. And I'm like, why aren't you saying? So she's 66. And when I say she's the most beautiful 66 on the inside and on the out, I love you, Sandra. I love you, Sandra. I love her. For real. So
she's doing so many things now.
Oh, don't even. I told her she's showing off now. Because she was very shy and then very timid in the beginning. And again, like I said, I met her. I remember the first time she approached me. She approached me. She's like, at Posh Party Live, and she's like, I'm so and so on the Instagram, on the app. She gave me hearts, and I was like, I don't want to know who you are on Instagram. I want to know your name, darling. And from there you go. So I love her so much. Ladies, everyone, I want to thank you for coming. If it was some gentlemen here, we appreciate you. Rosalyn, I love you, friend.
Thank you. I love you too. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Bye, good night. Thank you.